Hello again, dear friends. It's a gift to share this moment with you. In a recent teaching, we explored 7 mental traps, patterns of thought that quietly pull us away from peace. But the mind has many tricks. Even when we become aware of one trap, another can appear just behind it. So today, I'd like to share 7 more subtle traps, each one gentle in its arrival, but powerful in how it shapes our suffering. Let's walk through them together, slowly and with care. I've stepped into many of these traps myself, some more than once, but naming them was the first step toward freedom. Let's begin with a trap that disguises itself as communication, but often leaves us drained and unheard. Have you ever felt the need to explain your choices, your feelings, even your boundaries, again and again, to someone who just doesn't seem to hear you? This is the trap of over-explaining. It's often rooted in the fear of being misunderstood, of being seen in the wrong light. But Buddhism reminds us, inner clarity is more valuable than outer approval. You are not responsible for someone else's ability to understand you. You are only responsible for being true. When we let go of the need to be perfectly understood, we reclaim the energy we've been giving away. Let your truth be soft and still. It doesn't need to shout. In the early days of my path, I tried so hard to explain my choices to those who doubted them. But eventually, I learned. Peace does not need to be justified. And just as we try to explain ourselves into peace, we may also wait for the perfect feeling to arrive, before we even take a step. This trap whispers, don't move until you feel completely ready. Don't begin until the fear is gone. But if we wait for perfect certainty, we may never begin at all. The Buddha didn't wait to feel fearless before leaving the comforts of the palace. He stepped forward, even with uncertainty in his heart. Sometimes peace doesn't come before the step. It comes because of it. Trust that the path will meet you, not just when you're confident, but when you're courageous. I used to wait for calm before taking action, but many of my deepest lessons came not from stillness first, but from stepping forward into the unknown. And once we begin walking, we often turn toward others, hoping to lighten their load, only to realize we're carrying more than we should. When someone we care about is hurting, it's natural to want to help, to soothe them, to fix it, to carry some of the burden for them. But there is a line, a quiet one, between compassion and over-responsibility. In Buddhism, we are taught to walk with others, but not to walk for them. You are not responsible for anyone else's emotional weather. You can be present. You can be kind. But you cannot control their sky. Let your care be sincere, but not self-sacrificing. I once carried someone else's sorrow for so long, I forgot how to carry my own with compassion. Now I've learned, love means walking with, not carrying instead. But even as we try to care for others, another trap can creep in, one that compares, measures, and divides our pain. We fall into this trap quietly. When we say, I shouldn't feel this way, others have it worse. Or when we think, they're overreacting. I've been through more. This is the trap of comparison, and it creates distance where there could be connection. The Buddha didn't measure pain. He simply saw it for what it was, a universal experience of being human. Your suffering matters, so does theirs. There's enough compassion to go around. When we stop ranking pain, we make room for healing on all sides. There was a time I dismissed my own sorrow, thinking it was unworthy. And later, I judged another for feeling what I had once denied. Now I know. Pain doesn't compete. It simply wants to be seen. Still, sometimes the deepest suffering doesn't come from the present moment, but from the one that could have been and wasn't. This trap keeps us replaying the past, that conversation we regret, the decision we wish we'd made differently. We hold on to the version of life that didn't happen, and in doing so, we resist the one that did. This resistance is a quiet form of suffering. The Buddha taught impermanence not just as a truth, but as a liberation. What's done is done. It doesn't need to be rewritten. It needs to be released. When you stop fighting the past, you begin living in the present. I once held tightly to a path not taken, convinced it would have brought more peace. But peace only arrived when I turned toward the path I was on and embraced it fully. And while the past pulls at our hearts, the present often asks us to hustle, to produce, to achieve, even when our spirit longs to rest. In today's world, we're taught to measure our worth by how much we achieve, by how busy we are, by how full our schedule looks. But in the monastery, stillness is sacred. A monk sitting in quiet contemplation is not doing nothing. He is cultivating awareness. You are not here to be efficient. You are here to awaken. So rest, pause, breathe. Stillness is not laziness. It is a deep act of remembering who you are. I once mistook rest for idleness, but the stillest moments of my life became the most transformative. Peace takes root in quiet soil. And finally, there's a trap that lies beneath them all. Quiet, constant, and often unnoticed. The belief that every thought we think must be true. This trap may be the most subtle of all. A thought appears. I'm not good enough. This is going to fall apart. They must be angry with me. And without question, we believe it. But Buddhism teaches, thoughts are not facts. They're just clouds in the sky. Some dark, some light, all passing. When we learn to observe our thoughts instead of identifying with them, we create space between ourselves and our suffering. You don't have to control your thoughts. Just stop worshiping them. For years, I treated every thought like a truth carved in stone. Now, I simply bow as they pass, clouds in the wide sky of awareness. So whether your thoughts shout or whisper, whether fear feels loud or silence feels heavy, you now have something the trap does not: awareness. The mind is skilled at building traps, but you are becoming skilled at noticing them. And that noticing is freedom. These mental habits may still arise, but now you can greet them gently, name them, and let them pass. I still meet these traps sometimes, but they no longer bind me, because I've learned to bow to them and keep walking. Which of these spoke to your heart today? Let me know in the comments. And if this teaching brought you a bit more peace, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might be caught in one of these traps too. Until next time, stay aware, stay kind, and keep choosing peace.